Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
Have you ever felt like an outcast? I know I have. When I was growing up, I was so shy that I always felt like I was on the outside looking in. No matter how big the crowd, I always felt like I was alone. I imagine the lepers in the Bible times felt that way too. The Jewish law said that they were to live outside of towns, separate from their families. Of course, this was for the good of the community, so the horrible contagious skin disease wouldn't spread to others. Anytime someone came near a leper, the Jewish law said that the leper was to alert them by yelling, "Unclean!" It's bad enough to have others ridicule you and call you names, but to have to announce to the world, "I'm unclean, stay away from me," that would be awful. And not to be able to hug your family and only see them from afar? Let me tell you, that word leper would define you. It would become who you were to everyone, even yourself. Can you imagine that on top of having a debilitating disease that would eventually kill you? Then after maybe years of living like this, you hear about a man who heals sick people. Wouldn't you do just about anything to meet him and ask him to heal you? After Jesus had preached the Sermon on the Mount, on his way down the mountain, with multitudes of people following him, a leper came to him. Now this leper was going against the laws. He wasn't avoiding people or shouting unclean so people could give him a wide berth. He was boldly approaching the crowd and Jesus. The first thing he did was he worshiped. Only God can heal leprosy, so this man's faith had already blossomed to the point of recognizing Jesus as God by worshiping him. Then listen to what he says. "Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean." He knew Jesus had the power. He put his faith into action by approaching the Lord. He didn't demand or even beg. He just said, "I know you can do it, but I also know it has to be according to your will." So many things in our lives we know God can do, but we get discouraged when we ask and get a no because we don't realize it's not His will. The leper was making allowances for this. Then Jesus touched him. How long had it been since he'd been touched? Touch is such a human need. During the 2020 COVID shutdown, so many were isolated and craved human touch and interaction. Jesus understood that need. Normally, touching a leper would make a person unclean. But oddly enough, the opposite happened here. Jesus touched the leper, and the leper was made clean. Jesus told him to go and show himself to the priest and bring an offering as a testimony to them. This man, now the cleansed leper, was a walking testimony to Jesus' power. He would probably be known as the cleansed leper the rest of his life. If we've been saved by Jesus, we are also a walking testimony of his power. Like the leper, we had an incurable disease that separated us from God and from others. We couldn't heal ourselves, but he reached down and touched us. He cleansed our hearts. He made us clean. We can now testify to his goodness everywhere we go. Once we were outcasts, but like the leper, God has included us in his plan and in his family. How can you be a testimony to his grace and power today?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. Also, if you'd like to share a treasure God has given you by doing an episode, please contact us. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you'll find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.